What was the year that I'm starting on? I was starting on an A for something.
Yes, we are. You're starting this. Is it? Oh no, it's Bumpy Boss.
Ah, yes. Yes.
Thanks for dealing with our
Totally. It is one of those things where like, I got this new.
You don't know till you're everybody.
Is it shaliach tzabur?
Yeah. I don't usually unless it's like Shabbat or read it. It's just like me.
I mean, do you have your tzitzits on? Do you have your tzitzits on?
I didn't even wear my tzitzis.
Oh, yeah? I'm looking forward to it. It was totally fun doing all those different characters. Yeah. So, did others do a bunch of different characters?
Yeah, a number of others did a few other characters too. Yeah, so we together, so we just went on the first episode.
Does it sound like that? Sound like
It does. Especially some of the crowd scenes. Yeah, I think it should be something we're all
And Mark talked to him briefly. He said that there's some good interest in it. I have a picture that I need to send you. It's a store. It's called Flying Units. So I took a picture of that.
Oh, really? Oh, is this in Portugal? Yeah. Oh, okay. I want to hear about Portugal. So we have breakfast and catch up.
Yes, yes.
You're not the, we have someone else who knows in Portugal. Portugal.
I do. I'm sure I did something. Doing all right. Doing all right. Yeah.
Hi, Shabbat. That's the problem when you ask Brad for advice. You get more.
Yay da da die, ya da da die 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 die, ya die 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 die, yay die, yay da da die, ya die da die 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 die, ya die 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 die. Yay die, yay die da da, yay die da da, yay da da, ya da da da, yay die da da, yay die da da, yay da da, ya da da da, yay die 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 da da, yay die da da, yay die die die, yay da 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 da, yay da 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 da, yay da yay da. Ya da da da, ya da ya da, ya da 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 da, ya da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Amazing. How long did it take you to figure out what nigun we were doing there?
Two notes. Two notes.
Two notes. One note.
Tell Laura how to
Amazing.
in 2 notes, 1 note.
Oh, that's a good one. It's like reckless
Yeah,
abandon
we
up
should-
there.
yeah.
It's like of the Hasidic. Yay, yay, yay. My name is Rebekka Goldsmith, and I am the music director here at Congregation Beit Chaverim, and it is my pleasure to welcome you, new people and people of old and people of regular and some-timers. And we have an incredibly special night tonight. We are having the opportunity to honor some fantastic congregants in our community who are marking the milestone of 70 years on this earth. Amazing.
These are our AK congregants.
AK.
Alta Cockers, right?
Alta Cockers. That's right.
You can tell
exactly
which
what an
ones,
Alta Cocker would say.
You can tell which ones are 70 by pointing and the fruit. getting thrown.
Amazing. Well, I want to lift it up a little bit from the Alta Cocker spot for the moment. To just say that 70, the number 70, is actually quite a powerful, beautiful number in the Jewish tradition. The thing I would like to focus on for this moment is just to talk about the 70 faces of God. Have you heard of this notion before? That Torah is has 70 faces of God. We know inside of the Torah there's many, many names for God. But when I read this, I'd like to share this with you. When the 10 Commandments were given at Mount Sinai, every soul received a divinely personalized message. They say that it really that each person who was there, and the legend is that all were there, that we all received the 10 Commandments according to our own neshama, our own soul. So we didn't receive it the same way, received it differently. And because of that, the Bible has the 70 faces, and it means that the Torah belongs to each and every one of us, and it's expressed through every one of us. So tonight, we're going to hear some really powerful Torah from some of the faces of 70 in our community. It's not a light thing for me to really honor that everybody's voice is Torah. We have the written word and we have oral Torah, and that oral Torah gets passed through us. So what a great pleasure for us to hear tonight through people who have been on this earth in many different ways for many years, to share some words of wisdom, to offer kavanot, so that we have a place where we are honoring and receiving and honoring one another. I'd like to welcome up someone who's been to the 70s and beyond. In fact, just marked 80 in our community a couple of months ago, 6 months ago, 5 months ago now, I'm not sure when. Yeah, 5 months? Somewhere around there. Who's counting anymore? Elizabeth Cohen, I'd like to bring you up. How's the sound right now? Can you hear okay?
Wow, Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
And okay. I've been a little bit outside the tent for a while. Last year was around health, and I'm so glad to be back, and it's just so special to be here. So thank you for including me. And actually, I'm here for a couple of things, because I am an octogenarian. And having completed 8 decades of living. And however we do that, we learn something on the way. And according to Louise Aronson, MD, who's written a wonderful book on elderhood, I'm in the elderly part of elderhood. I've gone through elder, and I'm in the elderly part. So that experience, 80 years, some of it has been enriching and connecting and beautiful and satisfying and just such a blessing, such a privilege, much of it. And then some of it has been awful, has been challenging, has been heart-wrenching and isolating and separate and fearful and dreadful. And that's the nature of life, all of that. It's the good, the bad, and the indifferent. And I found that the more over this last years, having the opportunity to actually welcome all of it into my space has been so important. All of it's learning, without which I wouldn't be here today. And as I greet so many of you here who are stepping in the threshold of coming into, actually I think the first stage is old, by her reckoning. But it's also, yes, this stuff happens, shit happens, you know, with physically and all that. And there's so much richness also that's here. And I just look forward to that possibility of watching as you manifest your inner elders. And actually, this doesn't come just by the chronological age at all, because even at 80, I sometimes feel like 5 years old. And my friend Hayley called this being age fluid. So, and the importance is actually embracing all of that as well. And I'm here particularly today because I've been in what I call an argument for the sake of heaven with my friend Nancy, who in her official announcement talked about outdrektochos, which is not an expression I was familiar with, but it's even more than altakaka. And altakaka is old shit. And and I want to say what's wrong for me. Don't get me started on that one. You know, old shit ass is not something that's the expression. That's what it means. And however much it might be funny, and some of us may have heard it all from our ancestors or from our families or for people we're really fond of, and it has an old Hamish kind of feel about it. But it really affects us. And I invite you, if you haven't already looked at a wonderful book by Rebekka Levy on, what's the title? She's a professor of epidemiology and psychology at Yale. And she's for years and years and years been working on this issue of aging. And it came out of watching her grandmother diminish when someone made some kind of comment like that to her. And she talks in Breaking the Age Code about the images we grow up with from our early years of how we've seen elders treated, and also of the implicit biases in our culture, which we know what they are. This is a, quotes, youth-oriented culture. And just listen how people talk about President Biden. And, you know, and there are some very real things about aging, no question. But it impacts us in every way. It impacts our thinking, our behavior, and our health, and our spirit. So, if I were king, I would ban the term in this country. But I'm not king or even queen. So, and what dignity is there in that kind of way of talking about ourselves, altakaka? It's not. And I'm here to wish to see each of us grow in our dignity, in our well-being, in our creativity, despite the challenges of aging, despite the physical challenges and the losses and all the other things we have to deal with. So I wish you the blessing of letting go of what no longer serves you, and of harvesting what is being meaningful in your life and what you can still bring forward and how you can touch others. And I'm sorry, I can't see very well without my glasses. So, and that this potential of this stage is creative, is connection, is generative in all kind of ways, and that we can still learn and still contribute and nourish ourselves in empowering ways. And I want to just finish with a few words from our beloved former interim rabbi, Rabbi Dale Friedman, for those of you who didn't know her. Oh, okay, I'm learning microphone skills. May you see the blessing in all your days. Notice beauty and sweetness and be amazed. May you love without bound, ever feel God surround. May you mend and tend. May you learn without end. May you see the blessing. May you seize the blessing. May you be a blessing in all your days.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yasher koach, yasher kochecha, yasher kochecha. Never. I want to introduce you to our other guides tonight. This is Henry, who will be playing on our playing percussion with us, and Brad, and Ariella, and Shayna. And so we will be guiding our singing and our Shabbat this evening. First up is Shabbat candle lighting, though. Let us make this place a holy place of Shabbat. I want to welcome up some of our honorees tonight. So I'm going to ask Bill Witherspoon to come on up, and Javi Shalit. I didn't say that right, I bet.
Yeah.
I did? Oh, amazing. Yeah. Javi. Yes. Javi said Bill I pronounced Witherspoon correctly. Javi and Miriam Karp. Is Miriam here? Oh, she's on. Where are you? Hi, Miriam. We're bringing you up in honor. And Cindy Smith and Bruce Gaines. Bruce, are you here? Come on up, Bruce. And Joan Shensky.
And, okay. Okay. All right. I was just going to just say that I'm millions of miles away from being 70. In fact, about 186 million. I'm kind of a science guy, and that's twice the distance to the sun. So we'll be around 186 million miles from here in around July the 10th, my next birthday.
Everyone light a candle. Go ahead. While they're lighting the candles, let's just take a moment to bring in a little bit of gratitude right now, just for yourselves. What are you holding that you're grateful for right now? Go ahead, everyone. Come on up and light the candles. Anyone want to shout out something you're grateful for? Joy. Being alive. Connection, my friends. My family. My partner, community. What? Hospitals. Medicare. Social Security. Music, amazing. Being 82, amen, amen, amen. That it's not 15 below zero. Is this the last one? Did you light one, Bill? Okay. Will you light both of those? Miriam's online, so we're going to light on behalf of Miriam. This is your candle. Okay.
All right. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'yitzivanu lehadlit meh Shel Shabbat. Amen.
I'd like to invite Nancy Miller to come on up. Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Oh, I'll open up my little matzor here. Not really. So, first of all, here we go. Welcome again. First, I want to thank all of you. Rebekka, Brad, Shayna, Ariella, Henry, and Elizabeth, thank you very much. I am duly taking that in, and I appreciate all of your insights, your wisdom, and I want to invite all of you to enjoy this 70 cohort Shabbat, aka the Blue Hair Special Shabbat.
But she's 13, right? 14 as of the other day. Yeah.
So I will no longer make fun of patrons of the colonnade. I will no longer frown upon parking spaces that say reserved for seniors only. And no longer will I cringe with embarrassment when I whip out my yellow senior MARTA card, which allows me to pay only $1 per trip. Pretty good. Heck, life is getting better. I literally start collecting my Social Security this month. Yashikoa, Nancy. I talk to myself now. Who would have thought this 7-year-old just taking the training wheels off of her bicycle for the first time on the sidewalk at 54th Street Southwest in Miami would be standing here admitting to be 70? Where did the time go? Well, while I contemplate that, let me introduce the other members of the cohort who can also now take advantage of the benefits of this age that I've mentioned above, while continuing to struggle with their 21st century pronouns, he, him, she, her, or they, them, and I'm certain I've missed some. By the way, as a few of you started to consider this Shabbat, we were following in the footsteps of some of our elders who had the same status passage about 5 years ago. There were about 5 of them. Our group started with about 6 of us in the 70 cohort, and now as I introduce this cohort, you'll see that the 70 honorees are numerous. I ask you to stand as I call your name and ask others who are gathering here to please pay attention to whether any of these honorees need assistance in getting up on their feet or staying on their feet. And here are the honorees. I took the AK word out of that sentence, by the way. Thank you very much. Margie Osheroff, please stand and stay. Kim Goldsmith. Bruce Gaines standing in for Shelley Gaines. Cindy Smith. Show off. Oh, Faith Powell. Where's Faith sitting? Wait. Miriam Karp up here. Miriam Myers. Jackie Sherman. Bev Corfin. Another show off.
Kazatska.
Alan Sugar. Lois Wolf.
Lois.
Javi Shalit.
Javi.
Bill Witherspoon. Joan Shensky. And myself. And did I miss anyone that we know of? Okay. I said myself. Yeah.
Nancy Miller.
I said myself. So, Havarim, with this impressive number of individuals with such length of years and advanced age, we are hopeful that we each have acquired wisdom, and we will, as we turn the page, see if we did. Upon further observation, I can say that this is, in fact, a membership committee issue. They need to get to work soon to bring in recruits that do not need canes, back supports, and hearing aids. Would you all please gently sit down now? So tonight, in addition to a song-filled Shabbat, some of us will infuse you with personal words of wisdom, poems, and kavanot. For listening to this, you will find a personal reward at the end of the evening. And you'll have a choice of A, signing up for a free hearing test. Did you hear that? Thank you. I was good cue. B, a free vision test. C, a chance to win a raffle for a complimentary colonoscopy.
Ooh.
Or D, a battery check of your portable CPAP or pacemaker. Please, please don't let the line forming for these rewards become a fire hazard. Oh, I forgot. Seniors like to eat. There will also be an own egg. At the colonnade.
Is it pureed?
Seriously, are you really expecting me to share any wiser words after this introduction? I will say this. My Lancome salesperson thinks I'm 45. That is a stretch. But the red lipstick, Brad, does help maintain the myth. Okay, on a slightly more serious track, using the metaphor of an automobile, I work hard to look through the front windshield and not the rear view mirror. As I and we gain miles, that becomes more challenging and more important to me. However, I have opted for an extended bumper-to-bumper warranty and want to make sure that the present and future miles on the road enable me to continue to eat ice cream whenever I want, travel and still be able to lift my own bag into the overhead compartment, laugh and cry with family and friends, pay attention to where I can make a difference and do it, honor and listen for dissent, and allow myself to embrace life with renewed joy and grace. Our lives are a journey, really, without GPS and without any guarantee of length of days, good health, wealth, or living in a world of peace. However, no matter what our length of days may be on this earth, each and every one of us has the ability to make this journey a choice of choice and purpose. And this is my goal, to work toward a life well lived.
Amen.
Amen. Yasher Koach.
Beautiful. So we'll call up Marion Myers, and I'll ask you to turn to page 13, and we'll begin our service here.
Thank you. And good Shabbos, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Good Shabbos. Good Shabbos. So I'm introducing the song Shalom Aleichem, which in the traditional version, which I learned way back in Worcester, Massachusetts at the yeshiva that I attended. And Shalom Aleichem is traditionally sung before the Sabbath meal on Friday night. And what it does is it welcomes the angels of peace to Shabbat, to your home for Shabbat. And at the yeshiva, I also learned that they taught us that there are two kinds of angels, the Eitzer Tov, the good angels, and the Eitzer Hara, the ones that would tell you to do bad things that you weren't supposed to do and that would get you in trouble. And of course, we were always encouraged to follow the words of the good angels. And so I'm assuming that the Shabbat angels, the messengers of peace, are part of the category of the good angels, the Eitzer Tov. So I don't really have any words of wisdom, but I will say that I think that along with welcoming the angels of peace, the messengers of peace, into our home for Shabbat, I think this song also asks us to be messengers of peace, that we are asked to join with these angels, not just in Shabbat, but for, in our lives in general on a daily basis. And Shabbat is like the training wheels. This is where we learn about peace and to be with peace and to be messengers of peace. And the rest of the week, the days that aren't Shabbat, are the days that we get to practice what we learn from Shabbat. So with that, I will turn it over to Rebekka and the others. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Please join us.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi-Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi-Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni v'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi-Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi-Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Page 27.
Page 27, Yismechu Hashamayim. In English, the words are, let the heavens be glad and the earth rejoice, let the sea roar and all that fills it. Yismechu Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yismechu Hashamayim, Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yiramayam, 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 umelo, Yiramayam, 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 umelo.
Page 31, Psalm 97.
97, continuing on the theme of light and joy. We couldn't think of a better psalm than Or Zarua for tonight. It's all about seeds of light being sown, because elders are the ones who sow those seeds of light, those seeds of wisdom and perspective and humor in our families and our communities. So please join us. This is our 4-part. You're welcome to stay on the bottom, bum diddy bums, just follow Brad, or you're welcome to join in on any of the words.
Bum diddy bum 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 dum diddy bum bum 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 diddy bum bum.
We're continuing on. The Hebrew for Yeram Hayam is on page 33. Unfortunately, there's no English transliteration of this one, but really the only Hebrew words are Yeram Hayam Umlo'o, which you're welcome to call in response with us, and then the rest is just a bunch of yada-das.
Yeram Hayamu Melo.
Yeram Hayamu Melo.
Yeram Hayamu Melo.
Yeram Hayamu Melo.
Tevel ve'yoshveva.
Yeram Hayamu Melo.
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 Tevel ve'yoshveva.
Yeram Hayamu Melo.
Naharodim Chauchaf.
Lai 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 lai.
Yachad Harim Yeranenu.
Lai 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 lai.
Naharodim Chauchaf.
Lai 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 lai.
Yachad Harim Yeranenu.
Yeram Hayamu Melo. Yeram Hayamu Melo.
Yeram Hayamu Melo.
Yeram Hayamu Melo.
Tevel ve'yoshveva.
Yeram Hayamu Melo.
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 Tevel ve'yoshveva.
Yeram Hayamu Melo.
Good time to breathe. I'd like to invite Faith Powell up.
I've had them since I was 60. When Nancy put out a call to say, ask if any of us wanted to say words of wisdom and what we would like to title it, I suggested mine would be Words of Wisdom followed by a question mark. So, I have lived for almost 70 years, and I have learned much about life. I could fill pages, novels, encyclopedias, if I could just concentrate long enough. And there is still much for me to learn. I've learned the hard way sometimes, the easy way sometimes, and now with the internet, I've learned about the side effects of all the medications and supplements I'm taking, and now I'm learning to manage that anxiety. I decided years ago, though, to remain hopeful and find daily happiness. Yes, there is sadness and disappointed. And yes, we all get our kishkas up in an uproar sometimes. And I spent much time in the past 5 years wondering if it was too late for me to find someone that I loved and someone who would love me. Now, those of you who don't know me should know that I love to reminisce. And I don't mean reminisce about the good old days. So I go out with friends and loved ones, and on the way home I say, "Can we reminisce? Do you remember that amazing parking spot we found? And do you remember that cocktail and how great the waiter was?" And my friend or loved one will say, "Of course I remember, it was 30 minutes ago." But it is how I fix in my mind the small things, the tiny, bright things, and it helps when I have to pay $300 for a prescription, even with a drug plan. And despite my resistance and disbelief, in the past year I have fallen in love. And who would have thought it possible at this age? Not me, and yet I have. And it is glorious. And now I have a lot of small and large happy moments to reminisce about. But now my words, possibly of wisdom, see the good, see the happy, and hold on to them dearly.
Amen.
See the good, see the happy, see the bride of Shabbat coming to greet us, to welcome us, to be whole with us together. Please join us on page 41. We're going to sing the top paragraphs, or one paragraph on each page of the next several pages, from 41 all the way to 47,
Seven, yeah.
Thank
and
you.
then we'll rise on the very last paragraph, Boi B'Shalom. And it starts like this. Lichat dodi likrat kala yalla 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 pene Shabbat nekabela lichat dodi likrat kala yalla 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 pene Shabbat nekabela shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad Ishmianu el hamiuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad L'shem u'tiferet v'le'tila Hey lechad dodi likrat kala yalla yalla pene Shabbat nekabela Lechad dodi likrat kala yalla pene Shabbat nekabela Likrat Shabbat lechu v'necham Ki mekor ha'bracha Merosh mekedem nesucham So ma'aseh b'machshavat tchila Hey lechad dodi likrat kala yalla pene Shabbat nekabela Lechad dodi likrat kala yalla pene Shabbat nekabela
Page 45.
Hitoreri Kiva oreku mi uri Shem daveri Kevod Adonai alaich nigla Hey לך דודי לקראת כלה, יללה, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יללה, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. ימין ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תעריצי. אל יריש בן פרצי, ונשמחה ונגילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יללה, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יללה, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. בואי בשלום עטרת בעלם, גם בשמחה ובצולה, תוך אמוני עם סגולם. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ינני, ינני, יללי, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יללה, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יללה, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יללה, 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 פני שבת נקבלה.
Taste that sweet taste of Shabbat coming in. And sit as you taste that taste. Like to invite Margie Osheroff. Quit talking in the stands and come on up.
She's a talker.
If I start wobbling, my right leg's totally asleep. But, do you want a seat? Can I bring you the... I might sit, yeah. Here, let me bring it here. I'll bring some.
Oh, the high chair, there it is.
Yeah, I just need a bib to go with it. Yeah, I need the bib. Yeah, thank you.
Just don't fall off your chair.
To see you all and to have a cohort to celebrate with. Not everybody has that, right?
Uh-oh, Margie.
Okay. You gotta actually put it very close to your mouth. Hello.
There it is.
Okay. So I've written a little thing called Thoughts on Entering My 70s. I've never been a numbers person, so I've never had a so-called midlife crisis since my years on the planet never dictated how I felt about myself. That being said, when your body has indelicate ways of making one face the reality of aging, it's sort of hard to deny that when each day is full of surprises with new aches and pains or functional issues. So I always liked that philosophy, that you should fully use your body given to you to experience life. Use it up fully, running the bases of life, blazing like a flamethrower to home plate with all you've got. The bigger question of existence and the condition of the world I live in has been more of what troubles me at the age of 70 than the actual number. My young life armed me with lessons and questions so that I could armor myself to cope with the challenges of a childhood with a parent with extreme mental health problems, which created a compassionate awareness that was far beyond my years. By 7, I was a rap student of human behavior, believing that if I only could understand why people do the things they do, that I could cope with whatever life threw me. So as a result, I was a pretty hypersensitive and often felt that I could feel others' pain and wanted to do something to ameliorate it. So my rabbi, picking up on that, got me involved in Tikkun Olam and working at Head Start I became politically interested in making the world fair because I saw so many kids that life had not been that way for. And I felt very strongly also about reproductive rights. The fact that we don't have agency over our own bodies made me crazy. So I worked in clinics, and I would open the doors at 5:30 in the morning with all the protesters waiting for me, and tried to help women with both unwanted pregnancies or impossible pregnancies. I never knew that my 70s, that I would have 25 years with a loving partner. And I really lament that I have friends that have never had that before. And I just think it would be hard to go through life without that. I also didn't count on the fact that I'd have friendships that had lasted as much as 67 of my 70 years. And that so many of us have grown up together as a cohort, riding the ups and downs of life together. What absolute gifts each of my friends are to my life. I also never counted on finding a congregation that felt like an extended family, and where I felt accepted, understood, and nurtured. So what is heartbreaking in turning 70? Those are the good things, but what's heartbreaking is that we're still fighting for women to have autonomy over their bodies, over the rights for equal pay, and other inequities. That we're still fighting against hate, racism, and anti-Semitism. What is breaking my heart about turning 70 is to see what I thought was an agreed upon code of decency among Americans. Basic human kindness, basic ethical behavior, which is degraded to the point where I do not recognize the American ethic that I thought was the core of our less than perfect country. I cannot imagine not fighting for the best in our humanity until I can no longer do so with whatever energy I have, so that when I do go to that blaze of glory, running to home base, I will feel like I've had some satisfaction of knowing that as I leave this world, that I leave it better, safer, and a more loving place than it's ever been. Well, since 70 is a new 50, maybe there'll be time to achieve that.
Amen.
Yeah, we can leave it. We can leave it on the side, Steve. You can leave it. Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Margie.
We turn to page 59 to reflect on divinity in the natural world. Evening, the space between day and night, twilight time, the space between. You can join us on Umavir Yom. It's actually, it's not in here, but you can do as a call and response, and I would encourage you to read the words on the right-hand side if that's comfortable for you too. Umavir Yom,
Umavir Yom,
Umevila, Umavir Yom,
Umavir Yom,
Umevila, Umavir Yom, Umevila, Umavir Yom, Umevila. El Chai V'Kayam, Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Le'olam Va'ed, Baruch Ata Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. Page. Amen, amen, amen. Page 63.
Normally we would sing Ahavat Olam, but in its place, we're going to sing the chant Ahava Rabbah, which is also about love, abundant love. Please join us. Ahava Rabbah, Ahavtanu, 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 Ahava Rabbah, Ahavtanu. May we all be held in abundant love, and may we know deeply in our hearts and in our bodies and all our beings that we are held in love. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Page 65.
Join me with the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשיטתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם מאוד על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בעין עיניך, ורצפתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
I'd like to call up Alan Sugar.
Many poems have been written around the theme of aging. One of my favorites was written by the great Irish poet William Butler Yeats, Sailing to Byzantium. It's a long poem, it's a challenging poem, and it's an inspiring poem. And Sailing to Byzantium has inspired me to write a poem of my own. And I strongly feel that the spirit of William Butler Yeats lives in my sonnet. In fact, I have incorporated some of his words and phrases into my poem. It's a case of cosmic collaboration, or if you will, spiritual plagiarizing. Because it's a sonnet, a rather short poem, 14 lines, I call my poem the Byzantium Express. And notice the large font. The Byzantium Express after William Butler Yeats. An aged man is but a paltry thing, said Yeats, unless soul clap its hands and sing, and louder sing. So let the others look to heaven's gates. It is a tree of life to which I cling. And every time I see a bird hold fast onto a bright enameled golden bough, there is for me no future and no past. There is but sky and flight and this almighty never-ending now. And in the autumn, when the limbs grow bare and wear a tattered coat of gold and red, I'll plant another sapling there upon the ground, an emperor's drowsy bed. It is a tree of life to which I cling, and young and strong, my soul eternally will sing. Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you, Alan. The Byzantium Express. So you may have noticed that we are doing selections of Shabbat tonight. We're tasting, we're dropping in because we're really lifting up the wisdom in this room. But when the ancients talk about prayer, the central prayer is the Amidah. It's the standing prayer. It's the prayer where we face our own divine, our own self, where we are right in the quiet and the center of it. So we're going to have a little time. There's been so many beautiful words here. Maybe something has stuck out with you that's sitting with you that you want to sit with a little bit and meditate on. Maybe there's something just in your heart that wants to speak. And maybe you want to dive in pray the traditional words in the Siddur. Those are on pages 91 to 107. We'll start with. I'll start standing. It's up to you whether you stand or you sit. But I'll offer that this is just a time for what's in your heart, a time to be with really the beauty of your spirit and what you understand to be beyond yourself. We'll start on 91. Well, actually, let's sing together Adonai Svatai so that we bring that in together, and that is found on page 91. There is no transliteration. We're learning a lot about transliteration tonight. Yalalayat, if you don't know the words. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Open my lips, beloved one, and let my mouth declare your praise.
please join us for Odiavo. We're all going to be the leaders, and we're all going to be the followers and the responders on this one. We can all use a little more peace together.
This is on your song sheet.
Odiavo shalom aleinu, Odiavo shalom aleinu, Odiavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Odiavo shalom aleinu, Odiavo shalom aleinu, Odiavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam, salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, shalom. Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, shalom. Odiavo shalom aleinu, Odiavo shalom aleinu, Odiavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Odiavo shalom aleinu, Odiavo shalom aleinu, Odiavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Shanti, Shanti aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Shanti, shalom. Shanti, Shanti aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Shanti, shalom. Odiavo shalom aleinu, Odiavo shalom aleinu, Odiavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Odiavo shalom aleinu, Odiavo shalom aleinu, Odiavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam.
May we know peace in our lifetime. Kim Goldsmith.
Okay. Rebekka graciously has included some words of wisdom. Sorry. Rebekka has graciously included these words of wisdom, and they're not my words, so that I went looking for some words of wisdom. They're in your packet to share, and came across this 2014 Huffington Post article entitled 40, I don't know why they said 40 words of wisdom every parent needs to give their child. So, and I see one of my children is on, so. Okay, I edited here some to categorize it and make it shorter, but I thought these were great wisdom tidbits about yourself, other people, getting through life, and life lessons. About yourself, you are enough just as you are, perfect in your imperfection. You are only human. Watch your inner dialogue. Consciously speak to yourself as you would speak to someone you love. Follow your intuition. Your gut has the answer most of the time. You are not your job, the amount of cash you have in the bank, nor your possessions. Never compare yourself to others. It's a waste of energy. You are unique and you have your own gifts to offer the world. Others will come around in time. Happiness starts within. Don't expect anyone else to make you happy. Lighten up on yourself. Breathe deeply and slowly. Life is a journey on a hilly road. As far as other people, be interested in others. Be of service to others. People will always remember how you made them feel. Cultivate and nurture friendships. With love and care, they can last a lifetime. But don't be afraid to edit them over time. Love hurts, but it is so much better than closing yourself off for fear of being hurt and not experiencing love. Communication and respect are the foundations for any lasting relationship, all of the relationships around you. Little stuff matters. My kids will tell you, old-fashioned manners get you a long way. Yeah, people tease me about my southernness, but they really do. Yes, ma'am. That's right. Forgive. First yourself and then others. We're all in this together. Getting through life, have outrageous dreams. You'll be amazed at what comes true. Know your value. Let no one violate what you hold as most important. Be a friend, whether it be a friend, a boss, or a partner. Set your boundaries, work, family, and friendships. Don't complain. Decide what you will tolerate, and get on with it. Another one that was high on my list as a parent. Debt is a weight. Be financially suave right from the start. Save 10%. A cappuccino or a sandwich a day soon add up. And you can ask those of us retired. It's worth it saving, right? And then magic in life often happens outside your comfort zone. Life lessons, change happens. It's one of the great certainties in life. Learn to roll with it. Very often, change leads to unexpected but wonderful things. Expect to fail. Failure is not fatal. Learn any lessons from there, get up and try again. Act with integrity at all times. Take risks. Take leaps of faith. You'll grow wings. Learn to accept compliments. Simply say thank you. The 3 top ones I chose. Life isn't a race. Stop and smell the roses. And that, again, is probably a 70-year-old comment, right? Or an 80-year-old comment. Your attitude, and I struck out the word always, but your attitude is most often a choice. Laugh a lot. Have fun. And one of the greatest things in my life at Wisdom I've tried is be grateful. List the things you're grateful for as you go through your day.
Shakoa. Words of beautiful.
It's good to hear those things, remind ourselves. Thank you, Kim. So we're going to hold, this is the time in our service when we hold those people close who we know and those who we don't, who need some healing and care. And I want to give you an opportunity. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so if you are holding someone in mind for healing, whether yourself or someone else, we're going to speak the names as sort of one collective voice into the room and let the echoes kind of reverberate. Or if you're on Zoom or online with us tonight, feel free to put them in the chat. So please go ahead and speak those names aloud before our Misha Berach.
Blumenthal's, Brenda,
Jane Goldsmith,
Ari,
Matthew,
Zachy, Julie.
May they experience healing, body, mind, and spirit as fully as possible. Misha Berach,
Misha Berach,
Avotenu,
Avotenu,
Mekor HaChaim,
Mekor HaChaim,
Ve'imotenu,
Ve'imotenu,
Hu Yivareh,
Hu Yivareh,
Ve'yirapeh,
Ve'yirafeh,
Et HaCholim,
Et HaCholim,
Et HaCholim,
Et HaCholim,
El Narefana,
El Narefana, El Narefana, El Narefana, El Narefana.
Cox, Richard Adler, Richard Cohen, Jenny Williams Cohen, Sharon Miller, Rosalie Levy, Pepe Lurie, Naya Brown, Mona Lisa Schultz, Linda Staples, Amy Kraft, Naomi Stauber, Carla Caraballo, Sarah Griscombe, Marjorie Osheroff, Talia Batyahudit, Jeannie Heinsohn, Nancy Gerber, Scott Gerber, Billy Knack, Peter Bauer, Leslie Bauer, Malcolm Estroff, Steve Summers, Alan Brendel, Sharon Kuttner, Janet Hardin, Susan Finelli, Bet Prestwood, Abby Drew, Shelley Kotliar, Jay Rosen, Diane Dexter, Don Tartar, Hayden Namkung, Fran Shahar, Jessica Brown, Yiska Batalia, Teresa Barnett, Nusin Hakohain Bat Esther, Sonny Caldwell, Benjamin Gittleson, Terry Pichasek, Elaine Harris, Marjorie Adler, Anna Levy-Sprigg, Gertrude Braunstein, Elizabeth Cohen, Ruth Canfer, Yaron Friedman, Melissa Cutler, Jerry Cagle, Shoshana Mintzner, Dave Schechter, Simcha Bat Haviva, Wendy Belkin, Andrea Estroff, Ken Flanagan, Neil Schnoll, Bunny Van Adelsberg, Carol Orenstein, Sherry Cassidy, Jackie Leary, Mark Kogan, Maurice Graham, Ali Sharman, Glenn Sattel, Martin Glickstein, Nolan Bryce Wilson, Marvin Robinson, Rabbi Zev Chaim Fayer, Loretta Bernstein, Patty Marcus, Marion Myers, Andrea Estroff, Michael Rich, Anna West Ott, Lee Corfin, Melissa Bauer, Terry Egdahl, Lindsay Brickhouse, Jeremy Bowl, Matt Painter, David Isbister, John Isbister, Ann Schley, Norman Resnikow, Dave Kirshner, Gary Horowitz and family in Israel, Ricky Quintana, and Scott Epstein. El Narefana, El Narefana, El Narefana, El Narefana.
I'd like to invite up Beth Corvin.
So I don't know if there's anybody in the room, there might be, who is not familiar with the prayer for the end of hiding. But if there is, it's a cornerstone of our liturgy. And it was originally written almost 40 years ago to provide support to and promote courage in those longing to be openly gay and openly Jewish and fulfill their potential in what was at the time a largely homophobic Atlanta Jewish community. As our congregation opened its doors and its hearts to straight families in the mid-90s, these strong allies demonstrated their solidarity and began to say the prayer right along with us. And by saying the words, as gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, and queer Jews, despite how they identify, they showed they understood that it is an act of moral courage to pray for the end of another's oppression, and that no one is truly free until everyone is free. While this prayer was originally written to capture the essence of our founding values and demographics over the years, it has become symbolic of the ever-expanding inclusiveness of this community as non-Jewish partners, Jews of color, Jews of choice, among others, have strengthened our synagogue. To quote Rabbi Josh from an interview commemorating our 25th anniversary several years ago, shame about who you are for any reason can stunt spiritual growth. What we are drawn to do as a community, as a spiritual community, is to support and celebrate the best in everyone so that we can all show up in a strong, inspiring way and make a difference in the world. It's hard to do that if you're not comfortable with who you are. And now, as homophobic and transphobic laws and actions become more and more pervasive in this country, and we all are bracing for the legislative seasons and onslaughts around the country, which unfortunately promise a lot more no good. The urgency of this prayer is sadly as relevant as it was 40 years ago. LGBTQ plus people need the support of our allies more than ever. I would like to believe that every time it is said out loud and it resonates with just one more person, we have taken another step closer to full legal, moral, and spiritual equality. A recent change in the intro of the prayer removed the words, "to the degree you are comfortable," from the request to join in the prayer. And I personally was a strong advocate for this change. Getting beyond one's comfort zone is an important step in positive change. And many of you know I'm a docent at the Bremen Museum, as is Lauren. And Lauren and I deliver a similar message to the groups of school kids that we take through the museum. And it boils down to, don't be a bystander. Do what you can when you can. Act in a way that makes a difference. And what I tell them is, you're 11. What you can do now is going to change over time. But just be aware of that. How can you make a difference? So I urge everyone, regardless of your sexual orientation or gender identity, to show your solidarity, courage, and commitment to helping end the oppression of all. Please join us in reciting the prayer for the end of hiding. Which I don't have in front of me. Thank you. As LGBTQ Jews, we are aware of the loss of integrity we suffer due to pressures of the larger society. We often feel forced into a dishonest presentation of ourselves to ourselves and others. The LGBTQ individuals who feel they must pretend to be something that they are not, the Jews who feel they must be alienated from their tradition and community to win larger acceptance, both are victims of a theft of identity and integrity committed by the sexual, gender-identifying, or religious majority. Creator of the universe, we ask that our hiding draw to an end, that we no longer feel we have to pretend, to promise falsely, to renounce ourselves, and that our fullest creative expression as Jews and as lesbian, gay, transgender, bisexual, and queer people be among the blessings you bestow upon us. Amen.
We'll turn to page 131 and invite those of you who are observing a yahrzeit or currently in a period of mourning to stand. Come around and I'll ask you if you're comfortable, you can say their names out loud. Bring them into the room with us here. Mads DeShazo, is there anyone online who'd like to unmute and say a name?
Barbara Klein.
We also recognize the recent loss in our community of Harriet Gold. בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, V'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shmei dekudesha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma bimru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael bimru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel bimru amen. May their memories be for a blessing. I'd like to invite Lois to come on up.
First, I'd just like to thank all who were involved in planning tonight. It surely was very beautiful, and to all my friends here to the left. I struggle, as many of you do, and as Margie so beautifully articulated, I struggle with the events in this country and in the world. And I can find myself at times sinking into a hole, which is compounded, and I sink deeper with the loss of loved ones. So what do I do when I have this feeling is, some of you know I love to garden, so I like to cultivate the roots of the earth, a plug for Shabbat Shara. And I go to the mountains, actually, and where there's stillness, where I can hear silence, where I can look at the sky, at the birds, and feel quiet. So with that in mind, one of my favorite poems by Wendell Berry is The Peace of Wild Things. And it goes like this. When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound, in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things, who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting with their light. For a time, I rest in the grace of the world. For a time, I rest in the grace of the world and am free.
So Rabbi Mike could not be here tonight, but he wanted to take an opportunity to send a blessing. In his absence, I'm going to read it, and maybe I'll try to do it the Rabbi Mike way. I don't know. You'll tell me. I'm not really sure. In the Talmud, no. So he writes. This is for all of our honorees. In the Talmud, in Pirkei Avot, we're taught about milestones at significant birthdays. 13, as we know, is the age we are responsible for mitzvot. 20 is the age for pursuing a livelihood. 40 is the age of binah, discernment. 70, the text says, is the age for seva. What does seva mean? In some translations, it means old age or simply gray hair. Whether or not you feel old or have gray hair or color that gray hair, I suppose that's a matter between you and your hairdresser. But another definition of seva is fullness. So many of you have brought the fullness of yourselves, your wisdom and skill and time to this community. For that, we are so grateful. Toda Rabbah. Thank you. As you reach the age of 70, or just kind of looking in your rearview mirror at it, my blessing for you is that you experience all the kinds of fullness that you seek. Fullness of health, of course. Fullness of joy, fullness of companions and family around you. Fullness of purpose, fullness of spirit, and double fullness of sweetness. And as these blessings come to you, may we all at CBH be blessed to experience the fullness of them with you. Yom Huledet Sameach, happy birthday, Rabbi Mike. And now we'll have a blessing, another kind of blessing. I'm going to invite Jackie Sherman up.
Thank you. I wanted to say a few words about my experience with the priestly blessing. From the time I was a teenager in synagogue, I always felt like there was something magical or mystical about my rabbi putting his arms out and blessing the congregation with the priestly blessing. I'm not sure that I ever thought that I would have the opportunity to do that. As part of my Jewish journey, when I was 40, I had a bat mitzvah, which also told me I had done what I had gone to Boston to do, and it was time to move to Atlanta. Also because of my friend Cindy. And coming here, I continued the journey by learning how to lead services as a member of Lev Shalem. And then after rejoining CBH, taking on Musar. And then during the pandemic, my niece was supposed to get married the first summer of the pandemic, and it was postponed. And one of the blessings of that for me was her request that my brother and I do their wedding, because the rabbi they had chosen wasn't available. So my family always thought I should be a rabbi. The very first time I heard Gayan's May Shechina bless you, I was enchanted. Every time I hear it, I'm transported. So I asked, part of the wedding service is the priestly blessing. So I asked her to help me learn it. And I've now had a chance to bless my niece and nephew. And then about 3 months ago, I got to bless my new great-nephew. And soon I will have the opportunity to do my first baby naming, which is pretty exciting. Anyway.
So if you turn, it's on your sheet if you'd like to sing along, or if you'd like to receive the blessing, we'll go ahead and start it. May Shechina bless thee and keep thee from harm. May her light shine on you and wrap you in warmth. Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. Adonai panav elecha ve'asem lecha shalom. May Shechina bless thee and keep thee from harm. May her light shine on you and wrap you in warmth. Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May her countenance be lifted upon you and bring peace. Can you hear it, son? May it be so. Yashar koach. It's like the oldest prayer ritual we have. It's incredible. Well, we have the old and the new in this room right now, and the new vice president of our board is here. Julie Fishman, where are you? Let's bring you up. Also, I wasn't meaning old as in people. I was meaning, in my head, I was thinking about old. We have old and former board members. I just wanted that to be clear in that moment. I heard it and I was like, whoa, that sounds great. Anyway, moving on.
You have the announcements, though. Oh, wonderful.
Here you go, Julie Fishman.
Thank you so much. Before I go into the announcements, I just wanted to say what a beautiful experience this has been tonight, and also just what love and respect I have for the 70-year-olds in this community, many of whom I've worked closely with, like Margie on the fundraiser, Nancy on the music director search. I just have such a well of respect for all of you. And I also was thinking a lot. I think I'm in some kind of midlife crisis. I'm 55, and my mom is about to turn 85. And so I'm 15 years younger than 70. She's 15 years older. And just really trying to receive all the wisdom as I traverse these next years. And also as I step into further leadership with you all. I'm very honored. So Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome to the Congregation Bet Havarim, both to those of you here in person and those on Zoom. I'm Julie Fishman. I'm the vice president on the board. First time I'm saying that out loud. That's weird. So thanks so much to our greeters. Thanks to our CBH on-site staff, Kara Levine-Brenner. Thank you to our Zoom host, Jessica? Is that Jessica? Jess, sorry, Tanucci. Thank you to our facilities staff on duty, Calvin Williams. Thank you to tonight's police officer on duty, Lieutenant Jason Sawyer. Thank you to our service leaders, Rebekka, Brad, Ariella, and Shayna. And thanks also to Henry. Yes, thanks you guys so much. And thank you to tonight's ONEG sponsors, the 70s cohort. So join us for these upcoming events. CBH's one-of-a-kind Shabbat Shirah will be Saturday, January 27th. The theme is Rooted in Earth, Reaching Towards Heaven. If you're an artist, check BetMail for how to submit your art for the pre-concert art show. Hop on the CBH website to get a seat. The Tikkun Olam Committee is joining the National Council of Jewish Women for an MLK Mitzvah Marathon, supporting those in need of abortion care and women in need in the Atlanta area. It will take place this Monday, January 15th, from 11 to 2 here at CBH. Registration for the event and ways to donate are up on the CBH website and also can be found in the most recent BetMail. Rabbi Mike and Rebekka will be facilitating Israel, Gaza, an embodied community conversation Wednesday, January 17th at 7 p.m. This is designed to help us encounter the fullness of our responses within our emotional, intellectual, somatic, and spiritual selves. We'll utilize discussion, compassionate listening, and sound and breath work. Note, because of the sensitive nature of this topic, we will be limiting this experience to CBH members only. Join us next Friday for a special Shabbat Sababa for our tween and teen Havarim. All are invited to this service geared toward our younger community. We will have the traditional pre-service pizza dinner at 5:30 p.m. and a special s'mores oneg after services. Sign up to attend on the CBH website. We have a lot of new events, more than we can mention here, up on the CBH calendar, so be sure to check out our website and read through your BetMail so you don't miss anything. A few other items to mention. Our wonderful Hesed Care team now has a form to request services. If you look for the Engage tab on our website. We're also always looking for ONEG sponsors, greeters, and announcement readers at our services, so check in with Abby Garcia if you're available to help. And important, as we're moving into 2024, we pray for Refuah Shlema for all our families and communities, but our Mishaberak list will be reset. And so we ask that anyone who has a loved one in need of healing to contact Kara in the office so we can include their name. And just one thing I wanted to mention, you may notice a space here. Yes, so the ark is being repaired, and the Torahs are safely in Haley's office. And I think during the time of the repair, our little portable ark that we have for high holidays will make an appearance here. But yes, it looks very different up here. It was very noticeable, so just wanted to make sure, have no fear, the Torah is here. Thank you, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Ms. Vice President.
So we're coming to the end of our service, but we have one more opportunity to sing together. And this song came to us by one of our honorees. In My Life, you may recall this song. If you don't know it, the words are here, or just yalalai along. Join me. There are places I remember all my life, though some have changed, some forever, not for better. Some have gone and some remain. All these places had their moments with lovers and friends. I still can recall. Some are dead and some are living. In my life, I've loved them all, but of all these friends and lovers, there is no one compares with you, and these memories lose their meaning when I think of love as something new. Though I know I'll never
lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll smell and stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more.
Do 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 do. Beautiful. It strikes me just in the room, just the power, the beauty, the history, the connection, new, old, the fabric that we weave. Every week we get a chance here in this space to pause and to be with each other and to be with what is in the moment. Yasher koach to all of you. This has been an incredibly beautiful honoring, and I am privileged to sit in this space with you. I'd like to call up all of the honorees to grace us with our blessings over our wine and our motzi and our challah. So if you'll come up and join, if you'd like to. Honorees, come on up. We'll grab some wine in the meantime. Yane shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru, amen. Comfortable doing the blessing?
Savrei Havarim, not that's not right. Chayav. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Amen. That's okay. Anybody want to sip of the rest?
Now let's touch someone who's touching the challah. All you honorees, all you honorees. Does anyone want to get in? Come on, Lois.
Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Join us in the hall for the oneg, the fabulous oneg.
It's cold, but it's good.